Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Diana Inganga and I'm a HR profession, and today we also have our coach here, the life coach. She's back at the show, super excited. And today, the topic of today is mental health in workplaces. Welcome.
Thank you so much, and I am so glad to be back again.
Yes. Thank you so much. So today on our topic, actually, we are going to focus on mental health. How do most of the employees are actually affected in the organization, but where do they go? Where do you go if you feel like you're so overwhelmed? Where do you go when you feel like the organization has set goals whereby you can't achieve? Where do you go when you feel like your life is so much overwhelmed, you don't have a balance, the work-life balance for you, you don't even know it, and you feel like you're going crazy? So today with our coach, we are going to unlock and just actually help you and tell you ways on how you can create that balance so that you don't feel like you're going crazy in that organization.
Awesome. And I'm so excited to be discussing this topic with you today,
Yes.
because I think there's never been a more important time
Yes.
to be having this conversation.
Yeah.
And maybe before we even start, for someone who might not be aware of what mental health or mental wellness is, maybe we should start from there.
Yes.
And allow me to start with this statement. Mental wellness does not mean the absence of mental illness.
Okay.
Because most of the time, guys, we are thinking, okay, I'm not sick, I'm not mentally unwell, so I'm okay.
Yeah.
But we need to understand that mental wellness goes beyond that.
Yeah.
Mental wellness is about you being able to function at your best as an individual, knowing that your best will vary every day. So this does not mean that, yes, every day is a happy-go-lucky day, but it means you're able to, number one, cope with, you know how to cope with life's challenges and the stresses.
Yes.
You're able to engage in productive work.
Yes.
And you're able to contribute, you know, to your community or to your organization. And the thing about mental wellness is to be able to understand that mental wellness is just as important, and I need to really emphasize on this. It's just as important as physical wellness. You know, the way if one is unwell, you know, people don't go to work, they take time to recuperate and all that. It's just the same way we should be able to hold mental or to regard mental wellness. We should have it as a priority. And why? It's because the way we think affects how we feel.
Yes.
It affects the choices that we make. It affects how we show up.
Yes.
It affects how we show up at home. It affects how we show up in the workplace.
Yes.
And I'm really loving this conversation because so much has happened.
Much has happened.
Especially after 2020. Before that, we still had struggles, but we're not talking about mental wellness so much.
Yes.
Until the global pandemic happened and our world was, you know, turned upside down. And if anything, the thing that people have had to cope with the most. In fact, there's an article I'd written a while back, and it was about the unseen yet very impactful effects of COVID-19.
Yes.
And there's this research that was done, and apart from what we see, of course, there's the financial loss. People lost jobs. Then, unfortunately, there are some of us who had, you know, we lost relatives or friends or people close to us. But there are unseen effects. And those are the psychological and emotional trauma that people faced. And this research came out that the number one effect for employers or business owners was negativity and stress.
Yes.
Which is wellness related. The number one effect for employees was fear.
Yeah, fear.
Anxiety. And that stress of having to shift from working from the office.
And now transiting back to the office.
Exactly. Working from the office to home and just trying to cope with there's this thing that has happened. It's never happened before.
Yes.
As a business, how do we cope? As the employees, how do we cope? Yeah, that was actually the number one unseen effect. And research has also shown the rise in depression and anxiety
yes,
has really gone up. I was so surprised to see, and I don't know whether this has changed, that depression is actually the number one mental illness in the world, with very, very devastating economic effects. When it comes to Kenya, now back home, depression and anxiety was, Kenya was ranked number 5 in Africa.
Yeah, because everyone just feels like it's like there's a problem somewhere.
Exactly. Clearly there's a problem somewhere and we need to address.
Yes.
And now mentioning that, there's this very sad news that happened the other day, less than a month ago, of someone who just unfortunately committed suicide at work. And that story, I felt so bad. I felt so bad for the individual. I felt so bad, for the person. But I kept on thinking, what's going on? What's going on in the workplace for these guys? You can imagine coming to work and just thinking, so and so used to sit there.
Yes.
And so, exactly. Actually, like, I come into the office and I'm thinking, so and so decided to end their life here.
And no one actually noticed, because you as a colleague, you're sitting with somebody and you don't even notice if somebody has a problem.
Exactly.
So it is very important even for us to actually be present in the organization. If you're a leader, please be present when it comes to your subordinates. Somebody might be going through a very hard time or a very hard situation.
Exactly.
You see, so we need to be very much present when it comes to our employees.
Exactly. And as a life coach and an emotional intelligence coach, I've been very, very, very passionate in just pushing for corporates and organizations to just do more, especially now with what has happened with the pandemic, and people are struggling, and like you've mentioned, they're not talking about it, but as an organization, there's something that they can be able to do. And please let me share 3 things that that an organization can do to promote mental wellness in the workplace. And the first one would be, it would be great if an organization can be able to promote work-life balance.
It is very important.
It's really important when it comes to mental wellness.
Yes.
And as I'm mentioning that, I remember when I have a friend who just so many years ago, when we were young girls, and she'd just gotten married, and she had a 6-month-old baby, and she had a new job working with this one of the big 6 auditing firms, and we were so excited for her. And there's something that she said that just, now as I think about it, I was like, whoa. She said the first time they went to work, they're given a laptop.
Okay.
And of course, when you're just coming from campus,
you're excited.
Yes, it's
a very good employer.
Exactly. That's what we thought. We're like, oh my God, I wish, we all wanted to work there. You got this position. Oh, you're so lucky.
Yes.
Later, we couldn't even be able to get a hold of her because she was never available. Exactly. She was never available. And I remember there's a time now, much later, we're having this conversation with her. And she said, I realized why we were given a laptop on the first day.
Yes.
It meant, hakuna siku utai kusema, you haven't finished your work.
Whether it's in the workplace, you have to carry work home.
Exactly.
Yes.
Carry your work home. And she said it really, really, really messed up her mind.
Yeah.
Because here is a firm that she's been given so much work. And there's nothing like you haven't finished your work. So carry your work home. You have a 6-month-old who you never get to see. You have a new marriage that you are working on, but now, it's just work.
You're busy,
And it stressed her out. She said at some point she couldn't even be able to engage productively at work because when she's
mentally
stuck. She's so stressed out. She sleeps at around 1 a.m. They don't even get to converse with the husband.
Yes.
She rarely gets to see her own baby. Then when the next day when she's at work, she's carrying so much baggage. Oh, I'm so stressed. She's thinking about home.
Yes.
And feeling guilty about not being present at home. At some point, she started getting unwell.
Yeah.
And now those are some of the effects of stress.
Yes.
And especially when you get to a point where if you're so stressed at work, then what happened is not even at work. When you're stressed as a person, your pH levels change, which means your body becomes acidic.
Yes.
And it's supposed to be alkaline. When your body becomes acidic, it means inflammation is very easy to occur, which means the chances of getting an illness,
it's very high.
Exactly.
Yeah,
it's very high. And as I've mentioned that, I was having a conversation with a friend the other day, and she was telling me she realized in her workplace that most people had these lifestyle related diseases.
Yes.
Why? Because they're sitting the whole day, they're engaged so much.
Yes.
They're probably not eating well because they don't even have the time. She said she was
actually chasing targets.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
Exactly. She said she was so shocked that over 90% either had high blood pressure or other stress related diseases. And she's like, that's not normal.
Yeah.
But now that's the thing, too may normalize
just being too busy in the workplace. But even at times nowadays you find organizations whereby they have painkillers. So every time employees are always having headache. So you're just taking painkillers thinking that it's okay.
Exactly. We should get to a point where we can be able to differentiate between being busy and being productive.
Yes.
Exactly. Then the second way an organization can be able to promote mental wellness is to create a healthy workplace.
Yes.
And how do you create a healthy workplace? Like for instance, I understand, and I have been actually a victim. There's a lot of bullying sometimes that happens in the workplace.
Yes.
And that can contribute to mental stress. A lot of, maybe you have work that, and the tasks are not well, they've
defined.
Not been exactly.
Yes.
So you're there, but you don't even know what your output, how clear. It's not clear what it will stress you out.
100%.
Exactly.
So whenever you're given targets, please go ahead and just ask, what am I supposed to achieve at this point and this time? Because at times you can find you're doing a lot in the organization. That's why you're working morning, evening, you're carrying work home. So it is very important when you're given any task, then it is well defined. And also the you set timelines and also the targets.
Exactly.
Because maybe something's not that urgent, but because you're always in that rushing kind of environment, which is not so healthy, you find like people are always rushing. You're allowed to catch a breath.
Yeah, exactly. And the last one is organizations should provide support.
Support is very important.
And right now we are at a time where we need that support way more than ever. And here I applaud the organizations that have taken that up. True. I know there are some that have provided resident life coaches in their organizations, such that they're saying, let's talk about this. We understand there's a lot of going on.
Yes.
So if you need someone to talk
to, that's why we started the conversation that if you're having a problem, where do you go to? Support is very important.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you need someone to talk to, then here we have a resident life coach, we have a resident therapist, counselor.
Yes.
On the company's tab, so that because they're busy, or not even they're busy, they are at the forefront of supporting their employees for their for their own mental well-being.
Yes,
they're actually caring about their employees' welfare.
It is very important.
There are organizations that have had talks or trainings. They've had guys coming in to support their employees with tools that can help them. If you're dealing with maybe early signs of anxiety or depression, how do you handle this? I think at this point, it's very important for organizations to come out and say, it's okay not to be okay. Yeah,
it's okay not to be okay.
Exactly. And to have employees being able and coming out in the openly to ask for help.
Yeah.
Because when it comes to mental wellness and when it comes to mental health, those are the two most important things that guys need to realize.
Yeah.
Guys, it's okay. It's okay not to be okay.
Yeah.
And it's okay to ask for help. Most of the time we are afraid of asking for help because we don't want to be seen as we don't want to be judged. We don't want to be seen as weak. Everyone looks like their life is so well
structured.
Exactly. So mi ndo nashanga mimi pekee. Exactly. So I also have to pretend like I have everything figured out.
Yes.
But here's the thing. Absolutely no one has everything figured out.
Yeah,
we are all learning. Exactly. And everyone is learning at their own pace.
Agreed.
So it is okay. It is okay not to be okay. And it's okay to ask for help.
Yeah.
And as we are concluding, I'd love to emphasize this. Please take mental wellness as a priority.
Yeah.
You know, even for employers, you know, they wouldn't go like, unafanya nini ati, so you're bedridden for the last 2 weeks, so you're not coming to work. I think we should get to a point where we are learning empathy and we are encouraging employees to take care of their mental wellness, to have mental wellness as a priority. Why? Because even for the organization, it has benefits.
Yes.
Because if I'm in the right mind space, then I can be able to engage productively. So my productivity goes up. My performance goes up.
Yeah,
of course, my results go up. Exactly.
Yes.
And then I'm able to engage better with either the clients or exactly.
Peer.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So our coach has actually told us a lot about our mental health, and also just for us to create organizations which are very healthy. And one thing that we'll actually have to insist, me as a HR, it is important for corporate wellness. And if you're a HR out there and you're looking for somebody just to come and take you through the program, then you can always reach out to Alice, the Conscious Life Coach. She will tell you about her social media handles where you can get her, and also all the programs that she normally runs for us to actually create workspaces which are very healthy, because corporate wellness is very, very important. Yeah, Alice, please tell us your social media handles and how people can reach out to you, especially the corporate world.
Okay. My office line is 057 688 and I will share my handles, my social media handles, so that you can just
put it on the video.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much for watching our video. Until next time, goodbye.